How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good out there? Y'all feeling good? Happy Tuesday to you. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another episode of the Mohammed Cook Show. I'm your host here, Mohammed Cook. I just want to talk about little things going on in my life, things going on in your life. You know, we can just, in this process, we can just kind of figure it all out at the same time. Shouts out to everybody on all platforms. Shouts out to everybody on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Let me turn this music down before they want to shut me off. Because, you know, Instagram don't like that. Instagram don't like vibes, bro. Instagram does not like vibes. There is no questioning on that. Also, I realize, you guys, today, before we get anything. Here we go. There we go. Oh, it's echo. Okay, there we go. I got rid of it. I know. I got to figure out what's going on. One of my mics is picking up from 2 points. We're going to figure it out sooner or later. I promise you. How's everybody feeling out there? How's everybody feeling on the enters of nets out there and on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday evening, afternoon? I don't know, something like that. Some light. We're gonna go get everything cracking here on Gosh, they just want to get right to it. They just want to get right to yelling at you. I don't really understand that. How y'all feeling? All right, we got some 8s. We got 8.5. Oh, we got Santana here. What's good with you? How you feeling? Y'all go ahead. Make sure y'all say what's up to Miss Santana. Say what's up to the queen, y'all. You got to say what's up to the queen. You know. We right here to the left of me, I got my audio team, better known as David D Tree, the one and only Treehouse Productions. We make it all happen here. We make your wildest videos, dreams come true. Because remember, every great dream starts with a seed. Oh, dang, I lost it. Because I was going to do a tree. I said every great tree starts as a seed. But this tree right here makes it come true. I don't know. We're working on it. Don't worry about it. Don't get lost in that. Like I said, it's a beautiful, I'm a little different. I put the wide screen on top and I put me at the bottom. How you guys feel about that? Do we want to reverse next episode or do we like it better like this? Do you guys like being able to see me in the whole room? Or do you prefer like to zoom in? Should I zoom in? Oh, shoot. Should I zoom in a little bit more? What's up? TikTok, what's good? Shouts out to everybody tuning in with me on TikTok. I appreciate that. I really do. Listen, I love this. I love doing this show. Even if nobody watches, I swear I love doing this. I love just getting, like I said, I tell y'all every day, I just love getting my opinions from out of my head and into the world. And I love the turnover. I like being able to do the show, make the edits, make the clips, put it out on YouTube, and just go on a daily basis. It's so crazy. I have some in my ready to upload on YouTube. I got like 2 episodes ready to go, but I'm not really all that proud of the quality. So that's another conversation. That's another conversation. Foble, what's good? Birthday boy. How you doing? You saying this is better? All right, cool. I like it. Because I don't really get the chance to watch the show mobilely because now all I have is my screen right here on beside me. We're soon going to have a chat box coming up soon. Very soon. We just got to give it a little bit of time, but everything's going to come together. Weird. We don't want to go there. But yes, what I'm saying, what we got. I want to talk to y'all. Look, today's the day. Anything that has any type of vibe to it, they like to take it down. So I'm going to be real quick on them. I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be real mad. Miss a day. Can't miss a day. Sorry. Echo. There we go. Sorry. All right. Hold on. What is it? Sir. That's sir. There we go. Come on. The Evils. I don't want the official music video. Here we go. I'm going to talk back here because the echo's kind of crazy. Echo's a little crazy.
Tell me who that nigga if it ain't me. If it ain't a party, then it's gonna be. Never had a problem that I.
What's good with you, twin by the bag? Larryon, what's good? Not Saturday night? Okay. The 3B's back up. I gotta see it. I don't believe it till I see it, Rome. Hold on. We're gonna cut real quick. We're gonna cut because the echo. I know the echo is driving everybody crazy. We're working on it. We're trying to get all our sound dial in each and every day. Hey, quick question for the loyal community. I want to put a drop in here, right? Because I like the idea of drops. I like the idea of soundboards. I'm going to have a soundboard very soon. It's going to be right here. Who do you guys think would be a better sound option, or who should do the voiceover? I had two options. There was a black woman in London, right? I found her on Fiverr. And I wanted to say, you're tuned into the next or whatever episode of the Mohammed Cook Show. Or we have a woman out of Jamaica, which is a heavy patois accent. Personally, I like that one, but I want to just see which one do you guys think is a little bit better? Should I go with the London black woman, or should I do the Jamaican? Who do you think, David? I'm trying to pick a voiceover for my DJ tag. So I don't know, should I pick a woman from London with the London accent or the Jamaican woman? No. I said London. Those are the accents. They got to have an accent. Yeah, the London, I don't know. What are you guys thinking? What are y'all thinking real quick? What are y'all thinking? Should we pick the London accent, or should we pick the Jamaican patois accent? Which one y'all think? Honestly speaking, because I don't know where to go with this one. I'm gonna be honest with you. Also, other quick London. You guys saying London? London, Honda going on London. All right, let's get it. I'm already on board with the London. Also, shouts out to TikTok, you guys. I would love to add this person to here, but I can't because I'm in the middle of a show and I can't bring you on. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Carmen. I'm so sorry. Do both and then do both. All right, the London would be fire. Okay, just do both. All right. You know what? I'll do both. I'll purchase both of them. I think they're only like $20 each. I'll purchase both, and then we see what we like at the end. I'll do it that way. I like that. But anyways, listen. Today was a beautiful day, or today is a beautiful day because we're still in the motion of it. Today we'll give you guys just a couple announcements. Today after the show, I have to go to Garces. Today, some of my students are graduating, so I'm going to attend the graduation and even attend the graduation party on the behalf of all the faculty. Just saying goodbye to some of my current students, but also just get a chance to talk to the new president of Garces. So that's going to be a really interesting conversation. He has no idea who I am. So what tips do you think I should have when making my first introductions? I can't really change. I won't wear the glasses, Fobo. I promise I'm not going to wear the stunner shades, but I got to go make some first impressions right after this. You know, it's a damn hot day, bro. It is hot. It's always hot. You ain't seen hot till you been in the studio. I got a light here. I got a light behind me. I got a light above me. It is warm and it's hot outside. So it doesn't matter how hot it is out there. It's warmer right here. Guaranteed. I got to drink some water just after talking about weather. Oh my gosh. So what tips y'all got for me? I got to go talk to the future president or the current president of Garces. So I need to know what should I say? How should I make them? If you guys have any pointers for me, let me know. Because like I said, we're going through this entire process together. We're going through it. Wear a suit. That's the issue. I don't really have time to go catch the suit. All I have is with this. I'm just more thinking along. Maybe I shouldn't introduce myself. Maybe I should go say what's up to my students and leave. Maybe I should just go say what's up and leave. Maybe I shouldn't make it a big ordeal. Maybe I should just kind of all right, then I'll rock with you. Because I kind of blend in with some of my students. Well, a lot of my students, actually. So I can blend in, say bye, take off, and go. Because I don't really have anything to really wear. However, I'm going to get right to today's show. I want to talk about a movement that's been happening on YouTube, better known as the Tradcon movement. Who's familiar with the Tradcon movement? If you have, go ahead, smash that like button. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, say I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I just put IDK in the comment section, IDK. Because here's the thing, like I told y'all before, I like to follow the conversations of people such as, like I say, Joe Budden, Academics, Abba and Preach. There's a few other, even Full Sin, the Nelk Boys. There's a lot of podcasts, Joe Rogan. I follow so many different podcasts on a daily basis. I consume so much conversation. And as I'm watching, I always ask myself each and every day, how do I become better? And then I realize I think I'm doing pretty damn good with overall with my production, knowing that we're only on episode 27, so I don't beat myself up. However, I'm learning how to make a stronger stance on the things I believe and don't believe in. So I've made it so far. We're about 27 episodes in, maybe episode 28. And we're at the process where I've been able to address a lot of things happening in behavior, but I don't necessarily state where I stand with them. So moving forward, I'm going to do a better job at drawing the demarcation line, saying I do agree with this and I don't agree with this. I kind of comedically dance the line of both of them. And to be honest with you, I don't even think that's interesting. I don't think whether you agree or disagree with me isn't really important. It's the fact that I need to give you a stance, or at least tell the audience a stance where at least you know where my brain is. So going back to what I was talking about what the Tradcon movement is, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. The Tradcon movement was actually birthed from an earlier YouTube movement, better known as the Red Pill movement. Now, the Red Pill movement, I went to ChatGPT. You guys know my favorite source for information and things of that nature. I'm going to actually go ahead and just read the entire definition out loud to you. The Red Pill movement, also known as the manosphere, is an online subculture that emerged primarily on internet forums and social media platforms. It encompasses a range of perspectives, communities, and often focused on gender relations, masculinity, and men's rights. Now, commonly known as toxic. Now, if you guys were around on the internet, especially during 2020, there was a lot of people who kind of spearheaded this movement, better known as Kevin Samuels, but he really never owned it. So later after, rest in peace to the GOAT once and always. You guys know I can't go an episode without mentioning him. Fast forward, we had other people kind of pop up into the situation, such as Sneeko, or another character such as Fresh and Fit, and even people such as Andrew Tate, who kind of softly became the godfather of this entire conversation. Don't get lost in this. I promise you, just stay with me. Now, what ended up happening after Andrew Tate actually went to jail through some other charges, that's still up in the air, whether you believe him or not. I'm not here to discuss that part. I want to move forward. It actually birthed an entire new movement, better known as the Tradcon movement. Now, the Tradcon movement, it kind of took all the good parts of the Red Pill and disassociated all the bad parts from them. So essentially, it's short for traditional conservative. Traditional conservative. Now, in my head, I'm like, why are we rebranding the term conservative? Because I thought that was already understood. I already thought that everybody knows what a conservative person is. But Tradcon is now the younger approach towards conservative views. So essentially, Ben Shapiro, who is by one of the leaders on conservative media, is kind of like mirroring the sentiment of everything that's going on within the Tradcon movement. Except the only difference between the Tradcon movement and traditional conservative movement, I'm just starting to see more color. Now, I'm actually going to read what the Tradcon definition. I don't want to lose you guys. I know I'm reading a lot of words, but I just want to catch you up to date before I start telling you about my views and everything. Tradcon. Oh shit! I didn't even hit recording. Listen. Now, essentially, the Tradcon movement is short for traditional conservative, and it refers to a political and cultural movement that promotes in traditional values and social norms. It is often focuses with preserving or reverting to what is perceived as traditional gender roles, family structures, and moral values. Now, remember, we just read the definition of a red pill, and I'm going to read it one more time, saying it's the movement of which the manosphere that primarily emerged from the perspective. I'm sorry. I jumped ahead. It encompasses a range of perspectives and communities often focused around gender relations, masculinity, and men's rights. You can kind of see how it can be kind of some overlay on these kind of topics, some overlay in this conversation, but understand they're very close but very different. Now, I kind of gave you definitions. You kind of know where I'm going. Now let's kind of have a conversation. Now, I'm going to start with who. Every time when I break down a topic, I kind of go through this, the 4 W's, which is the who, what, where, when, why, and how. So before I bluntly tell you my views on this entire situation, I want to start with who am I? You know what I'm saying? So you guys know me as Mohammed, or I am Mohammed. That's literally my name. You guys know Mohammed, who was once outside, like I said, a reformed outside kid that kind of came inside and actually started a family and started having more traditional work-based, career-driven types of solutions. Now, socially, like I said, I was once always for the people. I believed in the whole idea of concept of sharing and togetherness, of people coming together for one shared common goal. But as I got older, I started realizing people's views or people's work ethics are different. Some people believe in working hard. Some people don't. Some people believe in working less and receiving more. Some people even earning everything they get. So as I got older, the once reformed outside kid was always leeching on to what was given to me. It is what it is, was what I always said. If they're going to give it, I'm going to take it. It's always that conversation. But as I got older, I started to notice some things change. Now, I'm going to move on to the next thing, which is I want to kind of talk about, like I said, the 5 W's. Thank you. I want to talk about religion in this conversation, because if you can't have a conversation about the entire Tradcon movement and the red pill movement without bringing up some forms of religion. Now, you guys very well know I practice 2 religions, and religion is one of the few things that I really don't have strong stances on, because it's just I have not done enough research. I have not done enough in-depth digging within myself. I've done the practices. I go by the rules, but I do need to take that deep spiritual walk for me to say, this is what I think it is. Understand, I was raised practicing 2 religions. I was raised as a Muslim and a Christian at the same rate. But my goal is kind of just find the overlap and have a conversation with be able to have a conversation with whoever I'm at. So anyways, I'm telling you all this with the purpose of tying back to the Tradcon movement. Now understand, culturally, where do I stand culturally? I think it's pretty obvious. I am a black man. I can't run from it. My hair says in my skin. If you haven't peeped it, that's what it is. But also another culture that I stand by, which is kind of weird, but I'd say music culture. It was once hip hop culture when like I said, I'm a reformed outside kid. When I was outside, I really based a lot of my views, a lot around hip hop culture. We down with the streets, the gang, you know what it is, boom. And then I got older and I started realizing that a lot of the hip hop personas were personas, and I started learning that things that I thought was something is not something anymore, yada yada yada. But essentially, I just got older. That's what it all boils down to. So in this entire process, I started learning more. I started listening to more think pieces rather than watching burnouts all the time. And I love my cars. I love my burnouts. But understand, I had to start looking at the world. I started to start looking at the world on a much grander scheme. Yeah, I gotta drink some water. My spit's getting. Pause. Oh, okay. Hopefully I didn't lose you. I accidentally hit the cable. All right, so boom. So now we got this kind of all covered. You guys understand where I was culturally, religiously. You understand where I was socially. So what's my entire view with this entire Tradcon movement? I really do think this entire Tradcon movement is essentially the Black Conservative Party. That's what I truly think this is. I think this is the first time, from our past election, I think for the first time ever, we started seeing black folks understanding, how do I say this? Started understanding the rules of work ethic, and started understanding the rules of traditional conservative views. For the first time ever, I've always, I don't want to air out any of my family because I know that they're not public people, but how do I go about this? How do I say this, Dave? I'm gonna need your help on this one. Dave, you with me on this one? He got headphones on. How do I go about saying this? For the first time ever, we're starting to see black people openly about conservatism, if that makes sense.
Openly conservative.
Openly conservative, and that's what I think the Tradcon.
I feel like there's actually more conservative blacks than are liberal blacks.
Yeah, and that's
people just think they're liberal because we've been told to vote Democrat.
right.
They really are all, not all, but most of them are actually conservative too.
And here's the thing. You're saying you ain't not mic'd, so I gotta like give you a little, and then I'm gonna say kind of repeat what you said. But essentially, what I'm talking about is that I think we're starting to see the first movement ever of black people being the next generation of black people being openly conservative in today's world. And I think, like I said, it's covered by this new terminology called Tradcon. Tradcon. I really do think Tradcon is the voice of I don't even say black. I say black, brown. Any type of minority. I think this is the next generation of conservatism. And also, I'm not here to say whether one side is right or wrong. This is not a political podcast by any stretch of the imagination, but I do have to address social behaviors because I live in society. So I've learned I've stretched this all out to say I'm starting to realize I'm more conservative than I actually thought. So, being honest with you, when people have conversations about LGBTQ+, it doesn't faze me. I don't think twice about it. I can care less. It does not affect my bottom line, my middle line, or my top line. I don't really even care when it comes to transgender conversation. Like I said, these things don't affect me. Now, an older generation will tell me that affects you for these reasons, but honestly speaking, it really doesn't affect me. I got to turn the mic back on. Hold on. Got to turn the camera on. We're going to fix that eventually. We're going to figure out how to keep that camera running. These things don't really affect me, but I think honestly, and I think more black people need to stand on this hill of saying, I think we're a little bit more conservative than we were once thought out to be. I think that moving forward, after after Trump's initial departure from office, I think a lot more black people started to realize and recognize that, you know what? This side, I'm trying not to make this too heavy of a political podcast. I'm not trying to. What I'm trying to do here is just tell you guys that I'm starting to recognize that I have more conservative views than I initially did about a year ago. Now, one can say, Mohammed, you've been living in Bakersfield for the past decade. Is it possible that you are becoming a product of the environment you are in? Now, living in LA, you say a sentence like this, no. You're weird. You're almost immediately viewed as racist, Uncle Tom, whatever the situation may be. But out here, is it maybe a little bit more accepted? So now I want to raise the question to you guys. Anybody, without, you don't have to air out anybody. I just want to have a conversation. Do you think there's going to be more conservatives in the next 10 to 20 years of politics? And when I'm saying that, because the next generation is us. We're the parents now at 20. If my students are watching, they're a little bit younger. They're probably not in this conversation. They probably tuned out because I wasn't yelling about any of my cheek clapping stories. But do you think that after the previous election and after the role of society, do you think that this is going to cause more conservatives or less conservatives? I'm really curious to know. Because like I said, I don't want to bore y'all, but I do have to pay attention. I do have to pay attention to some of the behaviors of society. And I really want to know, what do you think the future is going to be? My guesstimate is that it's going to be more conservatives, but it's not going to be conservative in the sense of how we're thinking, MAGA caps and things of that nature. I think it's going to be a little bit different. I don't know. Like I said, I like to have this conversation out loud because I want everybody to kind of get a little, like I said, I don't want to politic you to death, but I really wanted to understand. I want to walk you guys through what I have been learning for the past 10 years. It's really interesting. I never thought, you say less? You think there's going to be less? You think there's going to be more? Like, that's what I'm saying. This is so interesting to me. This is so interesting to me. Because I don't know. I really don't know. I think that there's a really large wave, especially if you're in Los Angeles, California, of people leaving LA and moving to Texas. Now, if you're going to move to Texas, you're essentially moving to the heart of conservatism. Is that it, David? Conservatism? Yes. Right? So if everyone is moving out of these big cities because of the price, because of cost, do you think that the people are going to leave these big cities and move to these more financially efficient or affordable cities, affordable locations, and are they going to take their views with them? If you would have said this to me 10 years ago, Mohammed, you would have more conservative views. I'd be like, nah, for Obama, hope, we shall overcome. No, a change is going to come. I would have been on the front lines, rocking from side to side with you. But as I'm getting older and as I've been living here, is it possible I'm becoming a product of my environment? I don't know. So, like I said, when it comes to these kind of topics, there's a spectrum. You're not a situation where everybody kind of falls at some point. Everybody has some form of conservative views, and some people have some things on liberal views. Everyone kind of waves in this middle depending on what the topic is. That's why when I'm starting to see more conservative views, my views have nothing to do with two people getting married. I can give a damn who gets married and how they go about it. If they want to be referred to as Jack or Jill, I can care less. However, when we start talking about business and business taxes and how much taxes should go to the people and how it should be distributed, and mind you, I'm saying this with no money in my pocket. I'm not saying this as from the point where I'm on and I got M's in my pocket and I'm saying I ain't trying to give. I don't at the moment, I don't have anything, but I do understand why splitting up your taxes, how that could be an issue. It caused me to think, like, I had to buy the camera, right? Y'all know about the camera I paid off, right? So that camera's about $5,000. Within that $5,000 purchase, I had about 20% in taxes. That's about 10% state, 10% from the company, shipping, handling, whatever. And I said, damn, I spend an extra $1,000 on top of my $5,000 purchase just on taxes and shipping. I said, there's got to be a way to cut some of this down. But then I started thinking about, well, taxes are important. They're important for government. They're important for all these other things. But I'm like, I said, am I becoming conservative just off the idea of buying a camera? Is that what it is? And mind you, this happened a couple years ago. I'm just now telling y'all. I'm just now saying it. And then as I started hanging around business owners and I started understanding the scope on a corporate level, I started to understand why some people may lean conservative. I actually want to hop into this comment section real quick. Let me see. He said more or less. Not if there is more conservative. Let me read my glasses, or Kiera's glasses. Not even if there's more conservative. The left have gone so far left that moderate liberals from 10 years ago are considered conservative these days. Yes. And could that be it? Could the left gone so far left that I was once there? I'm looking like, oh, wait, let me stand right here. I'm now looking like, oh, maybe I am conservative. This is wild. This is a really wild topic. This is a really wild conversation because I want to continue this, but I do not have enough knowledge. Ryan, what you say? You said not if they move to Austin. Yeah, Austin is like the exception, but we all know the black people out of LA, they are not moving to Austin. They are moving to Houston. And Houston is country and conservative as fuck. Do not let the bottles of Henny and Douce and the pool parties fool you. Do not let them fool you. That is a conservative city. I went there. I saw it. I witnessed it. Them white folks right there, they give it up the old school way. ARs, baby. ARs on Thursday. It's wild. It's wild. He was saying, hold on. He said, except with the exception of Austin. Okay. Rich homie, hey, bro, it's easier. It's nice to see you, good brother, on TikTok. It's nice to see you. But yeah, you guys, like I wanted to have this discussion because the whole purpose of this show is for me to unpack and learn myself, and then also be able to, in this process, work on my broadcasting skills, work on my my overall business skills, work on my life skills. But even in that process, I like to unpack some of the. Oh, let me move over. I like to unpack some of the just the things we see on a daily basis. I think this is really important. I like I said, I like to use my platform to kind of just talk out the things that I would once have to keep in my head. I did have a clip I wanted to go over, but I have a feeling that the audio is not going to rock with me the way I want it to, so I ain't even going to go there. I ain't even going to go there with it. But yeah, I don't know. Like I do think I can say this. During the Trump campaign, I think a lot of black folks were scared. I do think because we started to see America show their ass in a more traditional way. But I think after getting those checks, I think that's what it was, bro. I think it was after black folks got them checks. Oh yeah, it wasn't even all that shabby. And don't forget, he freed Kodak. He freed Kodak. Don't forget that. Niggas be forgetting. Trump freed Kodak. And mind you, I'm not even going to sit up here and turn this into a Biden bashing situation because I just don't know. I just know. I think, Phobal, you said it best here. You said I had to come from IG in order to get noticed. Bro, I did mention you on TikTok, but it's nice seeing you here, brother. Fobo, I think you said it best. Is that the left went so far left that being in the middle is now conservative. That's so interesting. Like, you guys have to hear some of the conversations my wife and I had. Now, if I had my wife here, y'all, I would have to have a delay and a bleep button because I can't let her get on her soapbox with this conversation. But yeah, I do like this is. I don't want, because I already know if I ask the question, where do you lean more, conservative, liberal? I don't know if y'all gonna have fun in the comment section. Be honest with me. I don't need y'all to be as transparent with me on this one. But like I said, you guys kind of answered the question. If we saw more leaning, I think people like Trump's policy. They just didn't like Trump. But nobody likes everything. But nobody likes anything about Biden. David, you agree or disagree with that statement? Yeah, yeah. And David, that says for those who heard in the background, we heard an egregious fuck that nigga. Yeah, I have also noticed the sentiment of him in office. I can admit, I hear this. The one thing I noticed between his campaign or his election versus Biden, the country was so divided, but also never more together. We were separated. It was kind of like a Malcolm X era. Yeah. That's what it felt like. It was kind of like the heaven Malcolm X always dreamt of. Like, you on your side, I'm on my side. We good. Everybody gets equal. Y'all got y'all checks. We got our checks. That was so interesting. You guys, I'm sure you guys noticed, I like to like reference a lot of Malcolm X things because he's just like literally my middle name and it's one of my dad's favorite people. So I like, we was paid up with Donnie. That's what brother rich homie said over here. I thought that was pretty funny. We all were. How are you guys feeling about the next upcoming election? You guys, you don't have to tell me who you're voting for. I just want to know, are you voting? Are you voting in the next election? Yes or no? There is about 4 people here. We should see yes or no in these comment sections. I just want to know yes or no if you are planning on voting. I want to open this conversation now before we get into election season because I don't want to make this a political podcast, but I do want to talk about these things. I really do. So are you planning on voting in the next election? Is that what's going on? What's going on? Let me get some water real quick again, y'all. It's hot in here. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. But anyways, I said all this about the whole Tradcon, about the red pill movement and things of that nature. I had this conversation for one purpose and one purpose only. And it's because, like I said, I have started to realize that I have more conservative views than I originally thought. I don't know if it's, like I said, if it's time that's changing or if it's me from being in Bakersfield, or is it a mixture of both? Is it me being a father and trying to live in a society that has more traditional boxes that go by? I'm trying to learn all of that at each and every day. Dave, you could have just walked through. You'd have been good, brother. Oh, wow, you can fit there. That's crazy. But yeah, that's what I'm really starting to realize. That's what I'm starting. Yes. So, all right. He said, that's a really funny comment. Fowle said, hear this. I'll vote for anybody under 60 years old. I'm tired of these old motherfuckers. I think what I would love to see is that in order for you to be president, you have to know how to create a TikTok by yourself. Create one and post it by yourself. That's what I think. That's what I think we need. I think there needs to be new rules on how to become president. I think we need a new IQ test. I think that we need a better, like I said, this age test. We talked about this yesterday. Covering age. Age is not a good barometer of somebody's experience. I think it's the weakest barometer we can pull from. We need to come up with a new test to figure out somebody's true age. What is your age FICO score for real? Because I think that there's motherfuckers who be 60 who act like they 20 but think that they 30. It's a mess. It's a mess. It is an absolute mess. By the way, shouts out Janelle Monáe. Shouts out to Janelle Monáe. If you know, what a single. What a music video. Bringing the art back to music videos. Janelle Monáe, you guys, is 37 years old. And wow, we need musicians. Bring music back. Bring music videos back. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We have politicians so old that they literally can't stand up on their own. Yeah, I know. It's wild. It's sickening. It's disgusting. You shouldn't have to get Cat Daddy up to the podium. I'm sorry. There should be some form of being able to walk, talk. I think, honestly speaking, I don't care what you guys politically, what you may view on this one, but we were spoiled with Obama. I don't know the political views, all right? I'm not going to sit up here and say I do know them, but just imagery and what do they call the word? When perception, thank you. Perception, oh my gosh. I understand that was the first election I voted in. I thought that every president was going to move like him, be able to wear the khaki suits. That's what I honestly thought. Having the wife, the 2 kids, and the black dog. Shouts out to Michelle Obama also saying that 10 years of her marriage were horrible, but she's willing to sacrifice the 10 in order to have a longer, a better, bigger picture. That takes heart. That takes heart. Listen, everybody loves the roses. Everybody loves the whole wedding and all that, but people don't understand that honesty. Are you willing to sit through 10 years of trash in order to have a partner for the rest of your life? Oh my gosh. Okay, I like this question. What do you consider to be a conservative policy you agree with? You ready? Many men wish death upon me. Blood on my eyes, dog, and I can't see. I'm destined to be. And niggas try to take my life away. Many men, oh, many men. Wish death on me, bro. I can't cry no more. Come on. Listen. Yeah, bro, listen. But I do think that there can be a safe way to go about gun policies. Honestly speaking, I do think there's a safe way to go about it. I'm saying the system we have now is flawed. I'm not going to lie. It's easier for me to get a car than it is to get a gun. That's wild. It shouldn't work like that. But do I think we should not have them? Not at all. Not at all. And to be honest with you, I think every black man has the same view. I think every black man has the same view with guns. Honestly speaking, especially if they grew up in the inner city. I don't even think this is a hot take. I think I'm just echoing the sentiment of every black man. But that's just me. What's another one? What's that? Must be a job fan. I can't with you. How old were you old enough to vote in that election? Not the first Obama election, not the first one. The second one, yes. It was my first year in college. But the first one was in 2009, ninth grade. My friend Michaela Shannon, whose brother Miles Shannon, who plays saxophone. Dude, I cannot remember your stage name at the moment. I'm gonna try to get him on the show, you guys. Like, he's like a professional musician. Like, he's good. Anyways, his mom was they're twins. Their mom was one of the people who were like strongly advocating, signs all over. I had the Obey Obama shirt, man. I was Obama'd out, man. I didn't know it was possible to be cool and a president at the same time. It honestly was the juice. It was the battery in my back to want to become president of my school later on. Didn't go for president. I went for vice president, but nonetheless, I did it. So that's why when we talk about representation, I think that does matter. Very much so. Very much so. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, excuse me. I don't know why I just be burping when I be yelling. Hey, y'all fire another question at me. Fire another conservative question at me. Fire another conservative. I'm curious to know. I want to leave every day with a hard question. I want you guys to understand more and more of me on a daily basis. Every day. And I don't think, listen, community, you guys are preparing me for the future. Eventually, people are going to try to throw hard questions at me, and I need to know, while you guys are here with me, while we're small, I need you guys to help me train and sharpen my sword to become better at this. So fire one hard question with me and then one at me, and then from there, we'll go ahead. I'll close out the episode. I don't mean to be here before you long, as they say in church. I don't mean to be here before you long. You know, yay 2024, you a fool, Dre. No, you're funny. Yeah, no, I can't vote yay. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. Sorry. I just got what's your stance on military funding? All right, so I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna start off with my ignorance and I'm gonna be honest and say I'm ignorant on what the budget is, on how much is actually being spent. However, I'm gonna work off of percentage. So let's pull up something real quick. Let me see. Hold on. Let's look at how much of American. You think I can? I'm gonna put this in ChatGPT. I'm gonna put this in ChatGPT. So let me see. What percentage of American taxes goes to military? I want to see. I'm going to see if ChatGPT is able to give me something, because I'm not going to argue. I am looking at TikTok, rich homie. I promise you I am. Like I said, I want to answer this with my little knowledge. So, okay, look, from what I'm pulling up here on ChatGPT, it says the government allocates around 15 to 20% of its annual budget to defense spending. It is important, to note that this percentage represents a portion of the overall budget and not necessarily the specific percentage of the taxpayers' contributions. So, all right, cool, but it's a percentage base. So, bro, you're kind of saying the same thing. So, do I think 15 to 20% should be spent in military? Honestly speaking, I don't know. I have to look at everything in totality. I do understand that education, I think that education needs a little bit more. When I say a little bit, if I look at it like this, if military is getting 20%, I think that education should be getting right in that ballpark. And I do understand that military also is not necessarily to buy guns and ammo. It's literally it's a lot of time on research. And a lot of it is science research, understanding the future of war. It's not necessarily, let me make sure I'm still in frame. It's not necessarily, like I'm saying, buying more guns and buying more ammo. I do understand it's a much bigger picture at play. I don't understand how much of the funds is like when they say giving money to Ukraine and things of that nature. I don't understand what that means. I don't know what the next steps of that really means. But I would say from the budget, I don't have an issue with the military budget. I have an issue with how the budget is broken down. So if more of it was spent towards internal research and understanding more of the psychology of military, as crazy as that sounds, I think we can kind of move in the right direction. That's just me. But I do understand the DOD is a business and they have never lost. They have been a profitable business since the inception of America, and they don't expect to lose anytime soon. Ever since the Boston Tea Party, since they threw that tea out that boat, I kid you not, the DOD has been the most successful business known to man since they threw the tea off the boat. But that's another conversation. Okay, like I said, you think we should spend more money? Education needs to reform before it gets more funding. Okay, I understand that. Oh yeah, no. I understand. I'm only using ChatGPT just to look up a quick percentage. I don't have enough time to really run through all the data and put together a report. But I just wanted to see if they saying 15, 20%. Me understanding the ChatGPT 15, 20%. This is the response I can give you. That's it. I'm not saying I know it all. I don't know. Y'all know I don't know this shit. But I want to learn how to get better with hard questions. That's the goal. Every episode, you guys, when I say hard question, I need y'all to throw out anything, whether it's political, whether it's culturally, whether it's a transgender, whether it's a kid question, whether it was a story about your past, whatever the conversation may be, I need y'all to go ahead and bring it up to me because we got to get better. I got to get better. I see another comment in here. The U.S. spends more on military defense than all top countries combined. Okay, they do. But like I said, Nike spends more on research and development than any other business, and that's why we got them fours. So it's like I'm saying, I don't have an issue with the spending. It's how is the spending broken down? If a portion of the spending is broken down into salaries, if we're getting $500,000, $600,000 salaries, that can be an issue. Because when you really break down the DOD, you can take that budget and let's say a private company like Boston Dynamics that essentially builds robots, they are getting a portion of that military budget for the protection of America. So do you still have an issue with it? If they're talking, we're always talking about this biological warfare that's going on today. If that research is spent within chemical understanding the breakdown of what chemical warfare really is or biological warfare is, I think that's necessary. But I don't think the budget is allocated correctly. Is not allocated correctly internally. But mind you, guys say I'm just bullshitting. I don't know. I'm just giving my takes off of me and my simple understanding of life and logic today. But like I said, I'd rather fund the military than have to speak Mandarin. I hate y'all. So like I said, $1 billion isn't enough. Listen, Apple. Wait, what was Apple's profits? They were on what? What was their end? How much did Apple make? Yeah, how much did Apple make? Amazon make? Yeah, Amazon like a $7 billion company. So if Amazon makes about $7 billion, right, a year, and the U.S. military makes is $1 billion.
That means for every year buying shit on Amazon, the government is spending some shit on military.
Yeah, so for one for every 7.
So for like,
I don't know. It's just an interesting way to think about it. I don't know. Like I'm saying, I don't really know what this all means. But if Amazon is a $7 billion company and America's spending $1 billion on, I don't know. I do, like I was saying. Oh, they said if it's $1 trillion, like I said, like I'm saying, I really do love this conversation. I want to go deeper on it. I don't want to go too deep because I don't want to make it too political. But listen, I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. I love the hard question. Every day I want everybody to go ahead, just write down the hard question because we're going to finish every show. I want to have conversations about why the government's spending so much and why isn't. Well, I want to talk about, like I said, rules within dating. I want to talk about drugs. I think that might be tomorrow's episode, y'all. I'm going to talk about my drug history and my views on drugs. Y'all already know. If you know me, you already know, but I'm really going to break it down a little bit. I'm really going to have a real conversation. But anyways, that's all I really got for you today. I want you guys to stay happy, stay optimistic. I appreciate you tuning in. Shouts out to everybody on TikTok. I appreciate you guys listening to my wild rants. I'm not even in focus. I'm sorry. I hate it when that happens. I appreciate you guys tuning in, listening to the boy. And I'll see you back again tomorrow. We're going to cover some more topics. I need to get better, y'all. I need y'all to practice. I need y'all to fire hard questions at me. I got to get better at this. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got. Love y'all.